T. Gray and MK, you are now cleared for flight school takeoff.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All righty, let's get down to business. It's disclaimer time. Guess what? Today you are going to learn from Black Diamond Desi Leapova what it takes to make some money at Ibüümerang, because you can make some money here. But guess what? Ibüümerang cannot and will not guarantee how much money you are going to make, because we can't guarantee what you are going to do. Now, Desi's the champ right now. She dominated the recognition last week. She's going to show you how to get it did. And here's what's going to happen. Some of you guys are going to take this information you get from Desi. You're going to do a lot and you're going to make a lot. Some are going to take the information you get from Desi today and you're going to do a little and you're going to make a little. And some of you are going to do nothing at all and make, dun, dun, dun. Say it with me. Nothing at all. Nothing, nada, zero. Why? You didn't do nothing, right? And don't go saying it didn't work. You didn't work. So here's the deal. You got it. If you want to find out which of those three people you are when you're brushing your teeth and flossing, ask the person looking back at you in the mirror, hey, how much work am I going to do? And that is how you get your answer. That's our disclaimer. We love you guys. What happened?
How's it up there in Dallas?
How? Well, first of all, I'm in the witness protection program. I didn't necessarily want to tell everybody where I was. Thank you. What are you doing?
I'm putting your business out in the street.
My business in the streets, sir. Yeah, it's great.
Okay. All right. Now time for the announcements.
And now a word from our sponsor.
How to create a winning team and overcoming fears around recruiting with Desi Black Diamond, Desi Leapova. She is going to knock it out of the park. Stay connected with the WhatsApp community, ibooMnation.com. Go there and fill out the information. Telegram, search at Ibüümerang and click join. For your September leaders' birthdays, we are fundraising for the BÜM Foundation, and you go to the BÜMFoundation.com or your back office and click auto ship. Every little bit helps the children. However, we don't have any birthdays this coming week. Chargebacks, if you charge back, you will be terminated. And if you are going to use somebody's credit card, go to iboomhub.com/downloads and download the multiple use credit card form. You need to pull your information out of their back office prior to the next month's auto ship running. That's how chargebacks happen. Do not give your funds to anyone for trading. Ibüümerang will not be held responsible for your loss of funds. Not allowed cross recruiting and switching teams. It's grounds for termination for both the switcher and the sponsor. This is your brick. You are a personal star achiever, 300 PQV, dual team qualified, one left, one right, 10 Elevate customers, 1500 QV. That all adds up to 1800 PQV. And you want every person on your team to accomplish and maintain this. CEO Circle is 10 Elevate customers, and you get to go to all live events for free. But you've got to be qualified for 3 months in advance. 25 Elevate customers is CEO Corner, and that's all virtual and live events, including Elevate boot camps, but you've got to be qualified 3 months in advance. Training call and recordings are now on iBoom Hub for Rank Up, and they are on YouTube as well at youtube.com/iboomerang. Iboomerang Rank Up presentations by your top leaders. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, grab the link and send it. However, you've got to match up the presenter with the prospect. Profit Snatcher testimonials are now in Rank Up. Log into Rank Up, click prospecting videos, click Profit Snatcher testimonials, grab the link and send it. And again, you've got to match up the prospect with the presenter. Travel and Trade Corner with Doris Lopez. We like to call her D-Lo. And she's on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Elevate Private Coaching Program, Deanna, Shamim, G Money, Marcus, Jonathan, and Luis. They are going to keep you on track to reach your trading goals. Trade Buddy Lounge, live trading with the best profit coaches. Trade Buddy subscription is required. And Donnie Pips is knocking it out of the park in the Trade Buddy Lounge. Send us your Profit Snatcher wins and Trade Buddy video testimonials. Send your Elevate and Trade Buddy testimonials to written profitsnatchers@elevate.com, video tradebuddytestimonials.com, and that's for Elevate or Trade Buddy. Profit Snatchers monthly schedule. Profit Snatchers Americas every first and third Wednesday of the month, and that's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Profit Snatchers Europe, second and fourth Thursday of the month, that's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. UK time. Elevate, Trade Buddy Elevate call, and this is led by Shamim Agahi, and that's Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. He will answer all your questions about Trade Buddy, and he will absolutely maximize your profits. This is the only call today, folks. MK coming to you from the flight deck.
My man, you got this, you got whatever that was going on with that video solved
Yeah.
all the way. That was
did.
good.
Yep. Yeah, it was the driver for Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Bonnie said that was intense. Exactly right, Bonnie. It was the announcements and video in full power, like it's supposed to be, like, do this and don't do that. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. All right. All right, cool. All righty. Well, go ahead. Let's go ahead and dive in, sir. What do we got?
All right. Got it. We're in the blue zone.
We are in the blue zone, everybody. We're kind of grooving in this zone behavior. What do we do in the blue zone, folks? What's the blue zone? Hint, hint, hint. It's on screen. That's right. It's time for massive sponsoring. Massive sponsoring. Now, what do we do in the first 10 days of the month? The first 10 days of the month was the white zone, and it was massive what? Massive exposure. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, massive exposure. And so now it's time to circle back on all those people we exposed and help them to make a decision. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's get some numbers in the chat. How many people did you expose? Desi wants to know, for when she does her talk, how many people did you expose in the first 10 days of the month? Before we start talking about massive sponsoring, I want to know, how did you do with massive exposure? Go ahead, count them up real quick. You should know, should have it in your calendar. Okay, we got 8, we got 10, 8, 4. That's it? Nobody else? Nobody else did any massive exposure? Tuana, 2, good job. See, we're going to go with the sum is better than none philosophy here. A lot is better than some. A lot is better than little. Right? But some is better than none. Cool. All right, Kirsty, 5. Billionaire Maestro, whoever that is, 12. Billionaire Maestro, what's your name? All right, we got some 5s, we got some 7s, we got some 9. Pat Flindora, the Explorer, 9. My girl, that's what I'm talking
George
about.
Lopez, 3. Danny Latalian, 5. Gregory McBride, 8.
Yeah.
Mary Russell Bolden, 8. Shantika Williams, McQueen, 3. Okay. All right.
Shantika. Go Shantika. That's what I'm talking about. Kelly G, 2. All right. Good. So we had some. Oh, look, Donnie Pips, D Pips.
3 and 1 customer sign up.
Sign up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right. So good. So we had exposure. We had exposure. Now, how if those people have not made a decision yet, that's where the blue zone comes in. All right. Now it's time to sponsor them. Now,
Diana Hardy. I had 4 presentations a week, so pretty much 9 presentations in the last 14 days.
Beautiful, beautiful. But what about the first 10? Because you're overlapping into the gold zone of the previous month. What do you got for us now, right now, D Hardy, my girl? You know what I love about Diana? She's just she's an incredible lady, but she's a pint-sized little thing, right? Every time I see her, I'm like, I just keep thinking we her. Yeah, she's just like packed with power, but only this tall. I love her. Right. Anyway, so now it's time to follow up with those folks, and it's time to really follow through, right? And then here's a success tip to keep you from feeling like you're chasing people. Put it on
Wow.
your
Blue Diamond, Jackie Pippins, Vita Wooten sign up to CEO packs.
nice.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned Blue Diamond, Jackie Pippins, because Blue Diamond Jackie Pippins is actually tuning into flight school from a cruise ship.
Oh, okay.
He's on a cruise
Awesome.
with him. Nice.
Where you headed? Where you headed, Jackie?
I don't know. I don't know. Is she talking to you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Find out from her there. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Time in the meantime, in between time. Right. She's living that, Desi said she's living the travel and trade life. I love it, Desi. Desi changed her name in the chat. I, s- I said,
Desi L,
I
stay
said,
ready.
I said, Desi, I said, you ready? She wrote back, first name stay, last name ready.
Uh,
That's what I'm talking about. All right, cool, awesome.
wow.
So
The
to
Bahamas.
Bahamas, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Take plenty of travel and create pictures. Okay, here we go. So to make sure you don't feel like you're chasing people,
Oh, Pat's in London. Pat
I'm changing
Pearson.
your name to Squirrel. You are now Squirrel Kickbutt. SK. Squirrel Kickbutt. I tried, you guys see this? I've tried to say this like 5 times now. And each time Squirrel comes and goes, oh, check this out. Check this out.
Uh,
All right. Okay. All right. So here we go. One more again. To avoid feeling like you're chasing people, use your calendar,
uh,
put it in the calendar, schedule it so you're not chasing you're just keeping your appointment. And you know, what do you do when you get them on the phone? Right? Stories tell, stories sell, facts tell. You want to do leverage, right? You help them appreciate why they want to go ahead and get in right now, the whole dual team thing. And then three-way calls, right? Use a three-way call. That's a powerful weapon, third-party validation. They get a story from someone else. Let your senior partner support you. Use a team member for social proof. And you want to keep following up. Now, how long do we follow up with people? It's our favorite question. Follow up until when? Leo Casa to the grave. Desi, till the wheels fall off. Dr. Treese, until ... All right. So until you get a decision, in, out, or leave me alone. Right? Okay, good. Excellent. What's the next one? Now what do we do when they get in? We want to help them to get immediate results. That's what was so exciting about last week's recognition. All the people who are dual team qualified, all the people who have at least 2 customers. And then you want to get them in the CEO circle. But you want to really get the first 2 things done, 2 customers and dual team qualified when? When? When do you want to do it? First 7 days, their first week in the business. Why is that so important? Why is that so important? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You guys know the answers. Right, Leo, because they are a ticking time bomb, right? They're gonna expire. So you want to go ahead and get them a win right away and get them a check, immediate income, Krista says, and momentum. You go, girl. That is the answer. Ding, ding, ding. Give that girl a prize. All right, next up, what do we got, sir? Now, okay.
yes.
So I got a distressing call the other day saying that there's been no trade buddy notifications all week long. And Mark knows he's in the chat. I went and got hard on the team. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on, right? And here's what I learned. So I didn't know, and you didn't know, right? But so now we're gonna make sure everybody knows. The notifications have been happening all week. Don't miss the trade buddy notifications. So you and I both need to pay a little bit more attention to the emails and stuff because the notifications have been going on in the Discord. They've been going on in the Discord. They're also on the hub. We are doing a full platform transition. Okay. Hear me, hear me, hear me. We are doing a full platform transition. We're making mad, crazy upgrades. Elliott Ward, that's right, sir. We're taking over and we're moving platforms so that we have greater ability to make changes when we want to faster and better. And we got some great changes coming up for you guys. But in the meantime, we've made sure that you got the note, you didn't miss a single notification. So now here's what I want to do. I want to show you how to do this. This is in the Discord. So I'm gonna give you, you guys know I'm straight up, right? These guys told me, well, the notifications are in the Discord. And I'm like, oh, hell no. The last thing I want to do is turn on Discord notifications on my phone because there's so many. So then I got creative and I said, let me get in there and see if there's a way, like on Telegram, to have some notifications and not all notifications. And guess what? I found it. All right. So let me share. I got my phone on here too. Let me share on my phone. Very dangerous. Sharing my phone. You never know what's gonna happen on my phone. All right. All right. Disclaimer alert. Y'all see something y'all supposed to see. Hey. Here's what it is. Okay, share. Okay, screen. Kevin, shut up. Kevin's like, you know what's gonna happen. That's an iPhone joke. Okay, am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing.
Yep.
Share. Screen. Start broadcast. Bloop. We sharing. All right. Okay. So here's what you want to do. You want to go to your Discord. Boom, Discord. All right. Why is that sharing? Go away. Go away, Zoom. All right, we're gonna try this again. Go here. Go off. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. So this is you go to Discord, right? And you go in the Elevate Trading Community. You see that? You touch that at the top, and now you get the settings for the Elevate Discord community. Okay. And then you see up top, it says notifications. Touch notifications. So we got notifications. All right. All right, cool. Now you hit all messages, you're going to get a notification for all messages. If you click only at mentions, you're going to only get when someone mentions your name or does a message to everyone, right? Or if you don't want any notifications, you click nothing. So I put only at mentions, right? And if you don't want to get the messages that are to everyone, you can toggle this one on or off. You see that one? All right. But I want to get those because that's how they will let you know, like in the general chat, if they want to put a message that says, hey, get on coffee and charts right now. It's going to go to at everyone, and I want that notification. Okay. All right. I want mobile push notifications. You guys see that? This one right here. I'm toggling it on and off so that you can see it. I want to make sure that. And then you probably have nothing where it says notification overrides, because remember up here, I said I only want notifications when my name is mentioned or the at everyone is mentioned, right? But when there's a trade buddy notification, I want to get those all the time. So you click add a channel or category. And when you do that, you're going to get the whole list. And then you hit the one that you want to have an exception for. So in this case, trade buddy, I click that. And then I say, I want all trade buddy notifications. Okay. All trade buddy notifications. Okay. And then I have the same choices, but I don't want at mentions, and I definitely don't want to turn them off. I want all trade buddy notifications. So I do that, and now I'm good to go. And now Every time there's a Trade Buddy notification, I'm going to get it on my phone. It was that simple. I figured it out on my own, and then I showed it to you. And then guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There is so much value and love in serving the big team. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Emerald, Donnie Pips, the host of Coffee and Charts, the person who has helped so many people fine-tune their trading. He's my personal trading partner. But you know what I love about him? He serves the big team. Heart of gold. He is not on staff here. He's not on payroll. But he just does so much. And he just put in the chat that he's going to make a little video. Right? What are you going to use? Room or something? He's going to make a little video about how to do that. And Donnie, when you get that video done, can you send us the video file? And Mark is going to blast that out to everybody. Okay.
Yep.
So thank you. And Kevin Clayton says, Apple did good today. I am fair. Okay, I'm gonna let you make Darcy. What did she say? She said she should have texted me while I was sharing my screen. Oh my God. That's a category if you never know what's gonna happen on my phone. All right, cool. Let's keep it rolling.
Okay.
So how to do that, and Donnie's gonna make us a video.
All right.
Nobody has to miss a Trade Buddy notification. Now, you know what else is happening in that Discord? Lots of good stuff. Hopefully you guys are in there, right? You got to fill out the form. And the form is
Discord first.
Do it first. Do the form first?
No. Join Discord first.
Join Discord first.
Yes.
Can you go back?
Yep.
Oh, I love this question. How do you get access to the Trade Buddy channel? You got to have a Trade Buddy subscription.
Yep.
Okay, the Trade Buddy subscription. You got that? Okay. Then I don't know what else you got to do. Customer support is going to help you. We'll get you access, Priscilla. We'll make it happen. Right? Send a ticket right now, and we'll help we'll help you get there. All right. Yeah, Priscilla, thanks for giving me an opportunity to show everybody that I don't have all the answers. I wanted them to think I had all the answers, but now you messed that up for me. All right, cool. All right, so join the Discord first, fill out the form, then what? ElevateDiscord.com, ElevateForum.com, and then in the Discord you get Trade Buddy notifications if you have a Trade Buddy subscription like Priscilla does. You get to share and follow along with trade ideas for news updates. I can't even say it.
Daily Forex Factory news updates.
You did that on purpose. There's even a ladies only section and Friday night games. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. ElevateDiscord.com.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Romero says treat it like a foreign name. Sound it out. It's code for sound it out. All right, cool. What's up next?
Elevate United with Shane Anderson, Shamima Gahi, and special guest Paul Traylor. It's on Monday, September 16th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. They're going to talk about some stuff.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good. We need to make sure we're this time, Mark.
What's that?
We need to make sure we're on there too. We don't hear what these guys are saying.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Awesome.
All right, cool. What else do we have? Trade Buddy's buddying this week. 6-0 on gold. 4 out of 7 on GJ. 6-0 on UCAD. If you would have took all the gold trades, which was 100% win rate, you would have made $15,000. I actually took 1 or 2 of those gold trades and made money.
I did too.
Yeah. And then you would have made $2,600, and UCAD you would have made $1,100. So that's some nice change you could have made this week if you took all those trades.
Yeah, and there's 6 open trades, by the way.
There's 6 still running.
Yep.
right? But of the 19, 16 were winners, which is an 84% win rate.
Yeah.
That ain't shabby.
Max Pips 2092.
Woo! I'm talking about trade buddy is your buddy. That's why they were like, where them notifications at? Don't miss the notifications.
All right.
Right. Set up your Discord, people.
Yep.
All right. What else?
Do not
Ooh. Okay, guys.
disrespect customer service.
So when I saw this slide, I picked up the phone and I called Mark. I'm like, what are they doing? What happened? And so then I called customer support. All right, guys, look, here's the drill. Let me tell you a story. Okay. Well, the story's in here somewhere. But whatever you're upset about, just remember customer support didn't do it. Okay. It might be something that we did. Right. It might be something.
This is where you will get DP to want to fight.
Yeah, you don't mess with customer support. You get Donnie Pips coming after you, right? But and then like Bonnie said, it's not cool. Our support team is amazing. They really are amazing. They go out of their way to make things happen for you. And that includes fighting with us, right? So don't take out your frustrations on customer support. Don't write nasty things to them in the emails. I've read some of those emails, and I will tell you this, and your diamonds can tell you that this is true. I have on several occasions terminated people for disrespecting customer support. And what, I'm like, it's unacceptable for you to talk to somebody like this. And one person wanted to get back in the company so bad, they were like, well, what can I do? I'm like, let's get that written apology going, right? Because it's not acceptable. I want you guys to know when I was coming up in corporate, there are companies out there that if you go for an interview for, let's say, an executive position, when you leave, they will call the receptionist in and they will ask the receptionist how you treated him or how you treated her while you were waiting for your appointment. And if you were a jerk to the receptionist, they will not hire you. I've learned that the most successful people are kind and respectful to everyone, and that it is a measure of your character how you speak to people that are in service positions. Okay. I just want you to know that. And so maybe some of you guys have seen that I've been taking my fight to Safe Light Auto Glass about my windshield situation. I took it to the streets. Right? But before I made that post, I was on with their customer support. And young lady, her name was Brittany. She was awesome, right? And I had to tell her that story. And actually, I called her because I was waiting for them to show up to my house, and they never showed up. And so I finally called, and she calls the tech, and the tech is like, "Oh well, when I got on the truck, I could see they didn't have the right windshield, and so somebody was supposed to call Mr. Gray and tell him that we weren't coming, right? And they were supposed to come between 8 and 12, and now it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and nobody has come, and nobody has even called me to say they're not coming, right?" And this is the third
time.
Right? And it's like a little bit ridiculous now. So I said, Brittany, I want you to know that I know that it's not your fault. I want you to know that I know that it wasn't you. You did not do this. You don't put windshields on the truck. You don't do that. You just handle customer service issues. And I want you to know that what I'm about to say, none of it, please don't take it personally. I just need you to hear me. And then I went crazy. Right. And then I said, do you understand where I'm coming from? And she says, I totally do, Mr. Gray. And let me see what I can do to help you. Right. But the bottom line is, even though I was irate, I let Brittany know. I'm like, hey, this is not about you. I know it's not you. I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this about your company and how I feel about your company right now. So don't disrespect customer support. Please don't do it. I hate to have to turn you off and not let you back in our company for being mean to the people who are on the front lines taking care of things for us. They are our family. So I want you to know that if you're meeting customer support, we take it personally. They are our family. This is why Donnie said he will fight you, because he's come to know and got very close to customer support. So of our diamonds, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have an issue that they can't resolve, if you don't like the answer you're getting, just do this. Take it upline. Go to your upline diamond. All of your upline diamonds have me on speed dial. And if there are things we need to fix, we listen to them. Desi, Jackie, Darren, when they call us and they say, hey, my people are telling me X, Y, and Z, we listen to them. And sometimes there are things that there's a reason for it. And there's something that we can do, but don't take it out on customer support, please. And I just want to applaud all of you who are putting these great things in the chat, except for David Romero, who said, don't put the cuss in customer support. David Romero is crazy. I love that. All right, what else we got?
All right.
We got some extra chats that we just had them for a long time. I want to take a minute to thank everybody who has served on one of the project chats. We've introduced some products and services in the past, and what we did was we created these project groups so that we would have a small test case group and let them play with the product or experience the product before we actually launched it. And then, we launched it. And so really we should have shut these groups down once we launched it, but we're cleaning house now. And we have these 4 groups on the left: Project 10, Project 72, Project Star, the Project Advisory Group. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys for being our crash test dummies. What a crash test dummy is, right? That's how they safety of a car. You guys were that for us for these products, and we love you and appreciate you for that. The advisory group, especially, that's where you guys were giving us your high-level feedback. We're going to shut those groups down now. That's just kind of extra groups. And the next time we launch a new product, we'll start another project group. Are keeping the CEO corner and CEO circle chats in Telegram, obviously, because that's continues to be very, very important to us and our building effort. But we're not going to drop all those daily posts in there in those 2 chats anymore. So we're just kind of streamlining where we're putting all of our messaging. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, Dr. Latree says, oh, I'm in all of those chats. And Vita says, so sad to see them close. Bye. Okay, you guys, go jump in those chats right now and tell everybody how much you love them, because we're shutting those chats down today. All right, Mr. Gift. Go Sapphire above in September. I know some of you guys are pushing for it, and we got some goodies for you. So get it did, and we got some mystery gifts for you guys. Yep. What's next, Sam?
Yep. BÜM Gear September. First 50 orders on BÜM Gear in the month of September will get an extra item or 2 or 3 in addition as a special thank you.
However, or as they say in the hood, however, when you get these extra items, the extra items will have a sticky on them, as you can see in the picture. Y'all see the sticky?
Yep.
Extra items will have a sticky on them. What we need and want you to do with the item, with the sticky, is to take a picture, post it somewhere, and tag us. All right, tag at Ibüümerang or tag at BÜM Gear on that post with the items with the stickies. Hey, look what I got. I got this extra cup of coffee with the sticky on it from BÜM Gear, right? That's what we want. And if you don't do it, what's going to happen is we're going to, after 48 hours, we're going to press a magic button, and that item will simply disappear from your possession and come back to us.
No, it won't.
No?
Oh, Jesus.
No?
No.
No, it's not going to happen?
No.
All right, well, just take the doggone picture. All right, cool.
I can't with T. Gray either. Fire your boss. All right.
All right, what else?
Let's get down to business.
It's time. It's time. I've been waiting for this. Oh my God. Yes, there she is. Take the slide down. Woo! This has got so much more good looking on flight school.
Oh,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
you
I
you saying
agree.
I'm not good looking, bro?
Yes, and now it's me and Desi, and then there's you. With your sexy self. You looking good over there. What's up, Desi? How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored, believe it or not. I appreciate you for having me on this call today. I hope everybody's ready. And if not, they better stay
Yeah.
ready so they don't have to get ready.
I love you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being on here with us this morning. You're the one who's delivering the blessing today because, I want to say this, and then Mark and I are going to turn off our cameras and let you do your thing. But I want to say this. How many of you guys have seen, like on your Instagram, the meme that says, just be quiet for a while, right? Like, just like stop talking, stop posting, put your head down, go do something, accomplish something, and then come back and tell everybody what you did, right? Well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Desi went dark on y'all. She did like the Homer Simpson and just kind of retreated, and then she put her head down and she went and she said, "I'm gonna work with this group and I'm gonna drive this."
Right.
And what you saw last Saturday with those 5, 6 actually that she's the upline black diamond for is the results of putting your head down and saying, "Hey, I'm going to go and put this in motion. I'm going to go and make this the new way of my group and make this solid. And I'm going to show y'all, I can show you better than I can tell you." So Desi, thank you for that. And we're going to let you tell everybody what they need to do so they can get some same results.
How much time do I have?
You got black diamond time. Go for it.
Oh,
You
okay,
got
cool.
Black
No, I'm just
Diamond
kidding.
time.
I'm just kidding. I am really excited to be on this call. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? From the scale 1 to 10, I want you to drop it in the chat. I want to see how are you feeling, right? I'm only watching Zoom right now. I need you to give me some good energy, right? Because you hear me say this all the time. Energy is contagious, right? It's either going to make you or break you, meaning the people that you're surrounding yourself with, are they vibrating up high or not, right? So I love what T. Gray said. Shout out to everybody that ranked advanced last month. But guess what? That is already done. Last month is over. We're already in September. We're back in the trenches, building, communicating, talking to people, getting people started. I'm really, really excited for who are we going to recognize this month. And I just saw this slide with, surprise gifts. And I'm like, man, why did not I get one when I went? Well, I never really achieved Sapphire. I kind of like skipped through the ranks, but like, you guys are blessed, okay? I mean, the company's doing everything possible, for you to be rewarded and recognized. And not only that, but we get paid. Mr. Holton Bugs pays us very well. How many of you agree that? Like, just drop it in the chat if you have gotten paid in this company, right? The money's on the table, but how much money are you going to get out of that table? And I have a very important training today. I'm going to try to keep it calm and collective, but that is not in my bloodline. Calm and collective is not in my bloodline. Is that okay with everybody? So, I made up my mind when Mr. Gibson came into my life and he was like, all right, you know what? I'm actually going to help you become more of who you already are instead of, toning down what God has given you. I was literally bragging about him last night. I met with, a few team members. And then, we were obviously prospecting. We're on a mission of here, in the DMV building, expanding. And I was telling that person, I say, hey, look, if I didn't say yes to this person 4 years ago, you and I wouldn't be sitting here. So shout out to my president, our presidential diamond, Mr. Darren Gibson. I'm really excited. All right. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Put ready in the chat if you're ready. All right. So I was very honored on Thursday when I received the message that I'm going to be training the company. And I got a fire training for you guys because, I am blessed and I've been put in a position to obviously help a lot of you. But, I needed to go back to when I personally got started. And, I did a similar training from my group yesterday. We talked about belief and how do you build belief. And, I'm going to share some of those things with you today. But also, we're going to be talking about, obviously, fear of rejection. We're going to be talking about fear in recruiting and why is it so important for you to face your fear so you can create a winning team, right? How many of you have gotten started with this company because of your upline or because of somebody else's story and what this company has done for that individual? Or you've heard somebody else's story? How many of you? Just drop a yes or yes in the chat. Or me, whatever, me or me, right? Plenty of you here, right? Plenty of you here. I was talking to Chris. I see Chris is on the line, right? I was talking to him last night. I met him at the same place that we're sitting last night. He's one of my new rock stars here in the area. And I was telling him, hey, you got started with me. The company's just a bonus, right? The company's the bonus. And that's what I did 4 years ago when I started with Mr. Gibson. Didn't even know about what company, what we were doing, what we're going to sell, bottles of water or straws but I was really excited who I was associating myself with. And I'm going to take you a little bit backwards because, just like each and every one of you here on the line, guess what? Me, myself, and I, Desi Lipova, right? I'm 36, born and raised in Bulgaria. I live in the DMV area. You want to hear this? I started this business just like each and every one of you here on the line. I don't care if you've been a part of the company, for 5 years. I don't care if you've been a part of a company for a day, a week, 5 months, 6 months. Every single one of us here on this line has started this business the same exact way as you did. So I'm going to be talking to you today about the fear of recruiting. Okay. How many of you right now are afraid of speaking to people? Just drop a me in the chat if you are afraid of speaking to people. You know what's funny? I know that Darren knows that, right? Because, he's been helping me since day one. And I was telling, the guys last night, I said, hey, if you would have met me 4.5, 5 years ago, you would have never seen this side of me. I didn't even know it existed. I was so extroverted, right? I was so extroverted. I know a lot of you, it's probably very hard for some of you to, think that, but I still am very, introverted. I wasn't extroverted. I'm sorry. I wasn't extroverted. I was very introvert. I still am until today. I still got to work on, bringing that side of me out, right? I still got to get into the zone. Introvert. That's right here. I know. I'm just too excited. And I'm high on caffeine, right? So I don't know why you're nervous about recruiting, but I want you to know that it's not abnormal, all right? It is not abnormal. There's a lot of people in the chat that said, me, right? I believe, the very first thing that I said, I'm not going to listen to this word recruiting. Let me start thinking of how can I add value into people's lives. So whatever you're feeling, it's absolutely normal, right? Because obviously, just like each and every one of us, you have a fear of rejection. I want to, talk to my leaders right now. Everybody that has achieved a sapphire and above rank, right? Just sapphire and above. I want you to drop in the chat. When you got started this business, did you have a fear of rejection? I want to see some answers in the chat, right? When you first got started in this business, right? I need a full participation. Sapphires, rubies, emeralds, diamonds, blue diamonds, right? Did you have fear of rejection, right? So I'm waiting for all of the answers here. So as you all can see, even if you got started today, 3 months ago, we all are going through the same issues as you are. And a lot of times we don't do what we need to do because we're so afraid of what people have to say, what somebody else has to say. And I want to point this out to you because, obviously you guys don't have your camera on right now, but imagine when you join your leaders calls, right? And when we do these webinars and you have your cameras on, and if you do have your camera on, because a lot of you are hiding behind the camera, right? So a lot of you are hiding behind the camera. You're probably not looking right, whatever, right? But when you do have your camera on, what do? The only person you're looking at is you. Do you agree? Yes or yes? You don't really care. You don't really care what, how Priscilla looks. You don't really care about how Letitia works. You don't really care about how Selma works. But if you do have your personal camera off, you're making sure you're looking good. You're getting the angles. Let me just fix my hair. My hair is looking crazy, right? See, I already know. So nobody cares, right? I want you to know this. Write this down. Nobody cares. And here's what happens when you don't share this story. You have a duty to actually share it. And hear me out. I want you to hear me out. There are more people that need you than don't. Meaning, and I want you to write this down. There are more people that need you right now than they don't. And I'm going to break this down for you. In your mind, you're like, nobody needs this. I don't know anybody. People ask me every single day. All right, so when it's time for me to create my list, right? This is the first thing that we tell you. Hey, do you know anybody that wants to get paid or whatever it is? Put a list of names, right? And then we're going to go through your list. We're going to give you, the scripts on what exactly you should tell those people to, pique their interest and invite them to the call, right? Because your job is not to be an expert. Your job is to connect them with the expert, right? That can be a launch call. That can be, whatever call your leader is doing, or maybe they're doing a private launch for you. It might be even a, in-person meeting. It might be a three-way call. That is your only one job. So, how many of you started this business because you were missing something, right? So when somebody comes to me and says, I don't know anybody, who should I put on my list? You know what I started telling them? Everybody that breathes and has a pulse. Is this making sense, you guys? Everybody that breathes and has a pulse. And now, I wasn't like that before. I was not like that. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? I wasn't like that before. But can we all agree we live in interesting financial times, right? The same way you're feeling, prices increasing and things of that nature. I want you to think about how many people right now are sitting at home, or maybe at work, or maybe looking at their bank account, or maybe they're looking at their, bills. Maybe they don't have enough money to, put food on the table. They're using credit cards and things of that nature. How many of you right now you have on top of your mind? All right, right now, as we're speaking, look, this is a training. It's not, I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't get paid to motivate you guys. I get paid off of production, right? The company, gets paid off of production. If we don't build the company, if we don't talk to people, we don't have a company, right? It's the mindset gap. Irma said me, right? I got people on top of my head. Last night, as I was out and I was, coming back on my way from, the place that we were at with my Uber driver, he started talking to me. It was, it was late. And guess what? A student that is broke. I didn't say that, but he was broke, right? And all he was saying is, oh, I got to save money. And I'm like, the fact that you're saving money. So I started asking him questions. I said, the fact that you're saving money doesn't necessarily mean you have more money, right? As a matter of fact, with this inflation, your money is like, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? How would you feel if you knew how to multiply your money? What do you mean by that? Man, I'm glad that you asked. Since you already dropped me off, how about let's exchange numbers? Or do you have social media? Right? So what I do is I get their number and I also connect with them on social media. Right? Why? For some reason, if they don't respond my phone call, right? If they don't respond my phone call, if they don't respond my, text message, guess what they have? Guess what they have, right? They have my social media. So they're going to be watching me. I hope you guys are taking notes. they're going to be watching me. I'm going to continue on living my life, right? I just share what Trade Buddy has done. You know, social media is a free marketing tool where you can connect with people all over the world. I mean, look at this, you know, this is a global call, right? They may not say yes today, but I'll give you this. Yesterday I met with 2 people, right? 2 people that I have connected here in the, you know, DMV area 3 months ago. And just like all of you are saying, well, you know, they were not responding to me. But guess what they were watching? Oh, they were doing? Watching. They kept on watching me do what I am supposed to be doing, which is continue on living my life, continue on building my business, and not caring what the hell people think, because guess what? People follow consistent people, right? Not talkers, doers. You want to be consistent in your action, not the talking. Everybody talks, right? But what separates the 1%ers from the other 99 is what? What do you guys think? Action. So when people don't share the opportunity, and when we allow our fears to stop us from doing things, you're not just impacting your own life, because you're not sharing your opportunity. You're not only impacting your life, but you're stopping your ripple effect. You're stopping the ripple effect of you changing the world. And like I said in the beginning of this call, my organization started with me, myself, and I. How many of you think I came into this company and Mr. Bugs, you know, went out there? It would have been nice, don't get me wrong, right? It would have been nice. How many of you think I came into this company with a team, right? I came in this company and I built a team, right? I built a brand new team. Now I have a team all over the world. I just had people here from Switzerland, from UK, from Canada, you know, here from the States. You know, all those individuals that you see that, you know, you saw that they rank advanced, they were out here with me. They flew all the way from whatever they, you know, they live in to be here, see how it's done. And guess what? The result was right there, then and there, right? Because if you're around me, you're going to have to get to work. Otherwise, you see Tatiana said, blessed. Otherwise, you don't get to hang around me, right? But it started with me. I didn't have a business in Bulgaria. I didn't have business in UK. I didn't have business in Switzerland. It was just me. But now it's a ripple effect. I have business all over the world. I don't even know like how many countries. We're probably gonna have to ask corporate, but it's a lot of them, right? Africa, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. And I want you to think about this, because sometimes you get in your head and you're like, that's it, I want your results. You know, Mrs. Blue Diamond, Jackie Pippins, I want your results. Mr. You know, Presidential Darren Gibson, I want your results. Mr. Blue Diamond, Jake Parton, I want your results. You want to know what the secret is? Say yes or yes in the chat. Do you want to know what the secret is? If you want to have our results, you know, John C. Maxwell said it very well. You got to do what we did. All right? You got to do what we did. Don't just ask for it, but what you want to ask for is earning it, right? Because you can easily, God can easily give you something, right? But if you don't know how to take care of it, you immediately lose it, right? And you won't know how to go out there and get it. So if I didn't go outside of my comfort zone, right? If I didn't face my fears, Bob used to say, you know, look fear straight in the face and walk right through it. If I didn't do that, a lot of you wouldn't be on this line today. All right. And some of you are like, Desi, I want to impact lives. Awesome. Great. What do you know what you need to do? In order for you to impact lives, what do you have to do? Right? You can't lead anybody else before you start leading who? Yourself first. Right? It's called show, then tell. I hate. All right, I'm gonna take this word back. It's too harsh. I don't appreciate people that talk and do not do the walk. All right. I watch what you do first. Right. This is the type of person I am in business, personal relationships, friendships, whatever, right? I'm watching what you're doing. I studied there, and every single time I was around him. I study Mrs. Bugs every single time I'm around her. I study Mr. Holton Bugs every single time I'm around, him. I study Tigray. I study Mark every single time. I study, right? I study. I observe. All right. So they're telling us to do this. Let me see. All right. Dr. Latrice said yes. Right? So if you came into this company and said, oh, today I don't feel like it. My fear is too big, so I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to, talk to people. Well, you're stopping that ripple effect that you have. But watch this, right? Watch this. If I didn't do anything, right? I see Tatiana's online. Tatiana wouldn't be flying all the way from Switzerland here to the States to spend a whole week with me, to where now she's on her way of quitting her job in the next 5 months. So you want to know something? The only way for you to, kill that fear and also to build that belief, like I was telling my team yesterday, you got to do the uncomfortable thing. And in the beginning, you're going to suck. In the beginning, you're not going to sound natural, right? I mean, I still remember, I wish I could find some of my recordings from the very first calls, the first whole year. I was a disaster. I know it's hard to probably see it. And I'll never forget when I started with Mr. Gibson, and then I was watching Tia, and then I was watching Jason, I was watching Jay, and I was like, man, I will never sound like those people, right? Because we got some, very talented people. And some of you right now, I mean, like I said, I am not a motivational speaker. English is not my first language, but I know how to deliver the message so you can get it straight. And you know what action Alti's like, Alti's got the videos. He knows, right? He knows this man has been with me in this, in business, in network marketing since almost day one. So, but if you stop thinking about you for a second and you start thinking about when you show up and the ripple effect that you can have, I want you to start thinking of who right now in your circle. We're not even talking about people that you don't even know, because a lot of you, you're sitting, like Darren used to tell me, you're sitting on a lot of money. You haven't monetized the network that you currently have. And I'll never forget Mr. Bugs last year in Atlanta. That was the boot camp in Atlanta that Mrs. Jackie hosted, right? Mrs. Jackie and Jayla hosted. I'll never forget in that room what he said. He was talking to a gentleman at the end. Was it that event? It don't matter, but he said it at one event, right? And he asked that gentleman to pull out his phone and ask him, how many contacts do you have? And I believe he said 78. He said, if you can't get $10,000 out of those 78 contacts, you might as well just delete them all. Who remembers this? Who was in the room, right? Delete them all and go out and get new contacts. Does anybody remember this? Do y'all remember this? Vita say yes. Dr. G say yes, right? Herb said yes. Omeva said yes. FX Rich said yes. Right? And yet, because Darren says it all the time, right? Your network is your net worth. So if you want to change the worth, the net worth, what you got to change first? Your network. Right? Your net work. But if Fire the Boss didn't show up, if Stephanie didn't show up, if Yvette didn't show up, then guess what? There won't be a ripple effect. Right? But start thinking of who are those people right now that are struggling financially. I can guarantee you. I want you just to go through your contact list. Just go through your contact list. See, like, think about who are the single moms that I know, right? I was sitting with, Faith, one of her newest girls here from the DMV on Monday, right? On Monday, this past Monday. Faith is not even here. I'm building Faith's business, right? This is how you utilize the system, folks. I'm going to show you how to get paid, okay? Faith is very smart. She caught it real quick. So she connected with a lady. I met with her, right? I met with her. So since she's here, obviously Faith will be working with her as well. But guess who's going to be working with her, right? Me. She's right here down the street from me, literally like 3 minutes away. Now I'm finally following what Mr. Bucks told me, build it in your backyard. I literally am, right? Literally my backyard. So I'm excited. But if I didn't go out there, a single mom of 4, she's been homeless her whole freaking life. All right. And she was so grateful. This woman will explode. Watch her. Because, like, literally, she started talking to people immediately that night. All right. Immediately that night. But if I didn't face my fears when Mr. Gibson said, hey, can you put me on calls with 2 people? Just 2. That's it. 2 people only. I believe the first 2 were the toughest ones. All right. 2 people only. So what mom do you know right now that's sitting and watching her kids and is struggling financially, but wants to stay at home with her kids? Who is affected in, I don't even know, like in any other way, mentally, spiritually, right? Because we have a phenomenal community, right? Darren says it all the time. People come in for one reason, but they stay in for what? Many. And I would like to give you an idea that works for everybody. Is that cool? So what are you really scared of? I want to see some answers in the chat. What are your fears when it comes down to recruiting? What are your fears right now? I need to see your answers. Rejection. All right. I got one answer. This is a global company call. One answer. Tigray, I want to take, if they don't put it in the chat, that means that every single person here on the line, we got to take a screenshot and make sure we keep them accountable, because you said sapphires receive surprise gift, rejection following up, saying too much, rejection, saying too much, rejection. So rejection predominates, right? But also what you're saying is, when you're saying, sharing too much, again, you're still afraid in a way from rejection, right? Meaning, are you scared of the live video? Like if your leader told you, hey, go live or share posts or, share a reel, are you scared from the live video? Because one thing with everything we do here in this business, right? Because it's very different than any other business, right? This is very different. It's so easy, but it's very different. I want you to make up your mind, and I want you to write this down, right? You're going to be bad at it. Anything you do here, you're going to be bad at it way before you're good at it. Whatever it is that you're doing, talking to people, following up, rejection, right? Saying the wrong, you're going to be bad, period, point blank. Right? A lot of fears, a lot of times we have fears because we are afraid of the unknown. We haven't experienced it yet. Like I was talking to Chris last night and I was asking him questions, and he was like, I just want to have, a little house out there in the freaking excuse my French. All right. I'll probably get in trouble. In the what is it? Like a farmhouse. And I said, he's like, I don't want all of this and that. And I'm like, how do you know? But have you ever experienced it? How can you knock down something that you have never personally experienced? If I had never traveled to the States, 17 years ago was my first time in the States, I would have never known that this is the place that I want to live in, right? I've been everywhere, all over Europe. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to move to Italy, and I'm so happy and grateful. God works in mysterious ways, right? I'm so happy and grateful that it didn't work out, because this is where I was supposed to be, right? God always has a plan, right? He already posted in the chat where the farmhouse is going to be. So if I had never come here to the States, I wouldn't know what the opportunity is, right? What you see sees you. And then when I landed, I'll never forget, it's the worst airport that you guys can fly into, right? Newark in New Jersey. The worst airport. I mean, just, if you fly here in the States, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like, there's always delays. Flights are always canceled. It's ugly, it's dirty, right? It's horrible, right? It's horrible. But guess what? Where I come from, all right? I know that we have some Bulgarians in the chat. Where I come from, our airport is, it's very little bitty tiny, right? How many of you guys know that? So when I stepped foot on that airport, I was like, wow, wow, right? I was like, and then my brother picked me up, right? My brother picked me up. Oh my God, I got stories, you guys. First of all, I had to wait for him 4 or 5 hours. Anyway, he picked me up in a freaking van. there was no seat for me. So, anyway, and then we got on the highway, and I was like, wow, like, mind you, I haven't seen anything yet, but it was the space, right? So when you're around bigger things, your mind starts expanding. You are stretching. But if you stay in this small, tiny environment, right? If you stay exactly where you are, you're never going to expand. Leo's like, Leo knows what I'm talking about. Leo knows what I'm talking about, right? So essentially, when you start facing those fears, you're starting to expand, right? You're building that level of awareness. So stop caring about what people do. I want you to write this down. People's opinions don't pay my bills. Last time I checked, people's opinions didn't pay my son's, private school. Right? They didn't pay my bills. They didn't pay me, to travel. And I love the judging. And I'm going to repeat this. The only person that's really, really judging right now is the person that you see on Zoom. You know why? Because you're playing this comparison game all day long. So you're the one that's judging you, because nobody cares. I don't want to say this, but people really don't care about me, you, or whoever, right? They really don't. And we all got our own challenges, daily challenges, you know, things that we're going through. Just think about it. But you are judging you. Just think about it. If you went live or you did a reel, right? And you went back to it to literally, you know, look at yourself, to hear what you said. How many of you were listening to it? You're like, oh my God, like, what is this voice? I've got a hoarse voice, or like, I feel like I caught a cold. How many of you? So you are judging you, right? But you're not really thinking of, hold on one second. Who did I put a smile on by me putting this video out there, right? And the more you do it, right? The first time is so scary. The second time is a little bit less scary. The third time, and then the more you do it, the more confident you become. So maybe one thing you should start doing is learning how to love yourself. Because this fear of being a spammer, a scammer, I was talking to another gentleman the other day, and he went to school to get a degree for political science or something like this. He had graduated. Are you guys ready? He's working as a server. He is in over $100,000 debt. He can't get a job with the degree he just got, right? He can't get a job. He can't find a job due to elections. So they told him that he will probably be able to start looking for one in June of next year. So when somebody tells me, I don't know anybody, Bob used to tell us, go outside, look left and right, and then you'll find the people. So if you feel like you've been judged, people are telling you that you're a scammer, look, my friends and family, everybody has told me you're in a cult. You are being scammed. You're scamming people. All right. I'm serious. Right. So every single one of us is going through the same journey. So if your biggest fear is rejection, being judged, then this is what I want you to do starting now, right? All right. You might as well give them something to judge you about. Write this down, right? If that's my fear, I better give them something to judge me about that you're proud of, right? Write this down. You want to write it down because you're going to forget it. People judge me every single day. I get DMs, I get comments from my family, friends. I mean, you know, every single day. You know what I focus on? Remember, what you focus on grows. And if you focus on the negative, guess what? More you will attract, right? You will attract more negative Nancy's and Sarah Steves. I focus on gratitude. I was just telling the team last night, how about instead of you being, right? Because everything vibrates, everything operates, you know, on a different frequency. So love is the highest frequency, gratitude, right? Love and gratitude. So if you focus on that, do you know what type of people you're going to attract? I have zero issues right now in this season of my life attracting people in my business. But guess why? Because I'm focused on the team members, right? I'm focused on the people that are the messages that I'm getting every single day. Thank you for changing my life, right? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to provide for my family. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to pay for my bills. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to pay for my school. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't quit my job. Right? So stop caring about what people think. When you get into that feeling, remember, that is a low vibrational state. low vibrational state, and it will match the exact same person that's vibrating low. And guess what? Hurt people, right? So if somebody said something to you and you're like, oh my God, you're so mean. Why does my parents think that this is a scam? And my brother called me that, I've been scammed. And then my sister said, be careful. May not be for you. I'm terrible. I'll never be able to build a successful business. I'm not a good speaker. Who the hell do you think you are? You're in a cult, right? Hurt people. And instead of you lowering your vibration and going to where they are, guess what you got to do? You call the person that has the results that you want to have. And the only way for you to overcome this fear, every single one of us on this line, the very person that just got started today, yesterday, to the person that had gotten started with the company day one, we all have the exact same thing, which is we are all afraid, every single one of us. And you can't overcome that fear that lives in your dusty, hidden region in your subconscious. You can only do it by replacing with new habits that will essentially lead you to that goal. Because if the habits that you had, meaning getting with your friends, gossiping all day long, right? And now all of a sudden you got to go make new friends. Yes, that is going to be uncomfortable, especially when you come in a community like this where it's very positive and uplifting. You're going to have to face it. It is a normal feeling. And you're going to have to pay attention to that feeling and what your body is telling you because, the body tells you everything. Is this making sense, you guys? Right? The next thing I want you to focus on is when you do start talking to people, you're going to have to become really good at storytelling. I want you to write this down, right? I'm going to try to cut it short. I don't know how long I have, but I got a lot of stuff to say, right? Become a master of storytelling. How do you gather stories? The answer is very simple. Your leaders have calls that you're not attending. And the reason why you have disbelief in your business, you have disbelief in yourself because you're not doing what your leader asked you to do initially, right? You're not joining their calls. You're not joining Profit Snatchers. You're not joining the presentations to hear all the diamonds, and emerald stories. Facts tell, stories sell. So when you walk up to a person, you don't walk up to them and say, hey, I've got Elevate, and would you like to know what Elevate is? No, we don't do that. Be genuinely interested in people. The two people that I met with yesterday morning, right? I present to them, they're getting started as a customer. The two people that I met with them at a restaurant. I didn't even talk about business at all. I just added value to them. They followed me on social media based on the conversation we had. They came back to me. I didn't even have to go after them. Why? Because I'm going to continue on doing what I'm doing here, right? I'm going to continue on changing lives. I'm going to continue on sharing the stories. The new, directors, senior, Katie's not even in my leg. She's in a different leg of theirs, in Jake's leg, right? She's not even my team. I am selling her story every single day. Every single day. The more stories you learn, the higher your paycheck. How do you learn them once again? How do you learn them once again? Put it in the chat. Let me see if you're paying attention. Being on the calls, staying plugged in, right? Staying plugged in. Because when you share a story, I see Vita is on the line. I share Vita, I've been connecting with a lot of realtors and, investors and people that flip homes. I mean, Vita's probably sneezing all day long because, I share her story all day long, right? All day long. She doesn't even know. Her story makes me money. I'm like, thank you, Vita, that you face your fear with the business, building the business, and also with trading, right? You did something that everybody is unwilling to do. So start doing the things and start putting in the effort. I told my team yesterday, hey, with everything that we have coming up here, in the next, you guys know last week we had a phenomenal call with our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs, and he gave you a little bit of hint. And with everything that we have coming up in the next, few months, if you knew right now that you had $1 million in your bank account, or let's not talk about banks, right? Because these are the biggest scams in your investment accounts. If you knew you had that, would you be afraid to go out there and share with people? Right? If you knew you had it. Okay, but guess what? You connect with a lot of people that have phenomenal results, right? That you don't have to pay for mentorship, because I feel like some of you are not getting that, right? You have paid for a business that comes with a system that works. Some of you don't know that because you've never really owned a business. And me and Tigray talked about it, I believe, a week or two ago, right? And you don't even know that most of the people here within our company, they create success really fast, right? That can be through trading, that can be through iGo, that can be, through building the business, building their own team. And folks, if you owned a traditional business, this is why I love network marketing, right? If you ask me, will you ever open another traditional business? The answer is hell no, right? Ever. No. Why? Because this 1350 pack can literally lead you, what is it? Up to 5 mil a month. It's just genius. The comp plan pays, right? It pays. But it doesn't pay the ones that are not doing anything, right? Just like your traditional business, you're going to go out there, invest $100,000, and you're like, yay, I'm going to be rich the first year. All right. Good luck. It ain't that easy, right? I'm not saying you're not going to, but you're going to have to put a lot of sweat, leg work, blood work, you're going to have to cry. It's going to be very stressful. Very stressful. So don't be afraid to talk to everybody. Do not prejudge people. Okay? Don't preach them. Everybody is looking for something. We're all looking for something. It's your job. Your only job is not to talk about Ibüümerang. Let your leader handle that, right? Because some of you said, I am afraid of oversharing, right? So don't do that. The reason why you're oversharing is because you're not asking what? Questions. You're not asking questions. You're being interesting, not interested in them. And people can feel that. They can feel it, right? They can feel it. They can feel that you want to sell them on something. You're not really working on helping them. And when you shift the mindset from you to, how can I help Susan? How can I help Matthew? How can I help Tom? How can I help Justin? Start asking people, what is it that you really want? Where do you see yourself a year from now? Most people don't have a plan. They don't have a plan. they don't have these type of conversations. And then when they start sharing with you, as they start opening up and giving you information, now you have listening ears, right? Listening ears, active listening. You don't interrupt, you shut your mouth and you listen. Now you're collecting data. If you have no pen and paper, you do take notes. If not, just make sure you listen. You remember what they're saying. And now, as this brain starts working by knowing the stories, even if your story might not be relatable to that person, right? It may not be relatable, right? I'm not relatable to everybody. Not everybody can relate to me being in business before that. And, not everybody can. I already had the hustle and grind in me, right? So I was going to make it work regardless of what it was, because I was working for myself for 10 years. But not everybody has that. But guess what? You can now connect them with Katie's story. You can connect them with Carson's story. You can connect them with Alta's story, right? So there's plenty of people on the line that if you joined all of the calls, you'll know their story so you can solve the other person's problem, right? Because we have the company. Mr. Bugs gave us a vehicle to solve everybody's problems. Did you hear this? Everybody. Look, when Dan heard me say, oh, I got my own business, I'm doing pretty well for myself. Imagine if he went into his mind and said, oh, she's already set. I'm just gonna not talk to her. Imagine that. Even if you meet a surgeon and they're making 1.5 mil, they're looking for something. It's your job to find out what that is. Okay. The next thing that I want you to focus on is abundance, not scarcity. Why? Because there is no lack of people. There is no lack of money. If somebody didn't partner up with you today, the world, I can promise you this, the world has not ended. All right. There's 8 billion people out there. Some people are not meant to be a part of your business in this particular season. You're going to have to go out there and continue to build your funnel, right? And your network and build more relationships. But remember, the universe is abundant. But if you focus on lack, well, you're not going to attract the people in your business. Or you're going to be attracting the wrong people that are not going to be building the business, right? Remember what I said earlier, focus on whatever you focus on expands. Also, obviously, once you put your people inside the business, after you overcome you build your belief, you face your fears. And I'm going to give you homework, okay? I hope you guys are ready. I'm going to give you homework. Give me 5 more minutes. Homework. Once you do all of what I just told you, you can't just get your people started. And if you don't know what the hell you're still doing, the first thing that you got to do is connect them with your diamond leader. Do not wait, not in a week, not in 5 weeks, not in 48 hours, not in 72 hours. The first thing you do, 3-way call immediately. And let your diamond leader, set up game plan for them in action. And all you got to do is just watch what they're doing, take notes, right? Do not, interfere with what they're training them on, right? Because they're going to give them a fast start training. They're going to tell them, put your list together, create your why, let's set up your 4 launch calls. If they want to move fast, if they don't want to move fast, it can be, 4 launch calls a week. It can be 1 launch call a week. This is how many people we need to have, right? So watch they're doing. That's it. It's very simple. This business is copy paste. So simple. Write this down. It's simple. Do you know why it's not simple? For some of you here, how many of you have tried to reinvent the wheel? Anybody? I've been there. Look, I'm telling you, I've done the mistakes you're making. All right, I've been there. I've been there. The reason why I achieved Black Diamond is not because I was perfect. It's because I failed the most. I know this probably surprised you, right? I failed the most. And I don't care. I still fail every single day, right? So leave your ego. It doesn't serve you in business. It's, as a matter of fact, it's only shrinking your paycheck. And if you have no paycheck, so guess what? You won't have a paycheck. But the ones that, once they see that actually, you know, like, Fate said, I'm going to call her out here. This is a global call. She's going sapphire this month. So Mark Tigre, make sure you keep her accountable, right? She's going sapphire. She's still got 2 weeks. I bet this girl is sweating right now. So, so guess what? Once she started doing the activity, Fate, if you're in the chat, drop it. Does it work? She always comes to me, she's like, oh my God, I just always doubted you. And I was like, if I do what she's telling me, and every single time she does, what happens, Fate? What happens? You get a result? When? Immediately? Immediately? Not even tomorrow, not even in 2 weeks. She gets result immediately. Right? So when you're told to do something, do it immediately. Don't allow the paradigm to come in because it will talk you out. Remember what I talked about, the subconscious mind earlier. It will talk you out of your goal real quick because you've spent so much time, so many years with your stinking thinking. You know, you haven't spent enough time with your goals. And in order for you to spend time with your goals, you got to practice and do the activity every single day. We don't skip days. The moment that you skip, do you guys skip feeding your dogs, cats, and kids? Anybody here on the line? Do you skip feeding your dogs, cats, and kids? Hamsters, fishes, whatever you got. Daily. Then your business is the same thing. You cannot skip feeding it. How do you feed it? By bringing people into your business, customers and ambassadors, by exposing them to an opportunity. This call right here is not a money-making activity, right? This is you building you up so you can go out there and build your team. But this is not don't confuse it with money-making activity. Your leadership call that he's doing maybe once a week or whatever it is, that's not a money-making activity. What's a money-making activity? Scheduling a launch 1, 2, 5 times, as many times as you want in a week, and making sure you drive traffic to that launch, right? Traffic is people. You bring people to your launch. That is a money-making activity. Calling people. Right now we're in the blue zone. You should be calling and closing people. The ones that you spoke to beginning of this month, the ones that you talked to last month, the ones that you talked the previous months that haven't gotten started yet. If you're using Rank Up, you should know who those people are. Then, one of the last things that I want to share with you is making sure you set a goal. Folks, I feel like the reason why you're treating your business like it's a hobby is because it's too cheap. I feel like we should be charging at least 5 figures. It's too cheap. But the opportunity you have is 5 mil monthly on the table. Are you guys getting this? You can literally out-earn any CEO of whatever company. You can literally out-earn doctors, lawyers, all of the highest paid people with what we have here. You're not getting it. So if you don't bet on yourself, if you don't face your fears, if you don't start talking to people, you're going to work for somebody else that does face their fears, because we're all human beings, right? We're all emotional beings, and you're going to build their dream, right? You are going to build their dream. Why don't you do the same thing for yourself? I told Chris last night, I said, hey, how many hours are you putting in a week for your boss? Well, this is how many hours. All right, so why not put the same amount of hours in your business a week. You got plenty of time. You don't have kids. You got nothing to take care of. Just you and your job, right? Why don't you put the same amount of hours weekly on your business and watch where you're going to be a year from, not even a year, watch where you're going to be before this year is over. Right? You got to set goals and you got to take consistent action because, you know, it's not about the big goal. When you set a goal, let's say your goal is 100,000. You don't start with that 100,000. How much money do I need to make a day? How many people, Desi, do I need to talk every single day for me to bring this amount of money? And you focus on that activity every single day. That daily activity compounds and will turn into a week. That weekly activity compounds and it will turn into a month. That month will lead you into 2 months, 3, 4, 5. And in 12 months, guess where you're going to be? The next thing that I want you to do is leveraging tools and systems. You heard Vita say earlier. No, I believe she was in one of our chats, right? Telegram chat. She used the system. Blue Diamond, Jake Parton does calls every single day at 3 p.m. EST. He's doing the heavy lifting for every single one of you here on the line. All right, every single one of you. He's presenting for you. All you got to do is just bring the people to him, let him cook it for you, right? He's the chef. He's in the kitchen. He knows what he's doing. He knows what ingredients he needs to add. He knows what seasoning he needs to add, right? He knows the temperature that he needs to utilize to cook your people. So they're ready for you to plug them inside your business immediately after the call, right? And obviously, the different teams have different calls every single day. So if you don't know what they are, reach out to your leader and ask them. Utilize the system. Remember, we have a business that you don't have to be full-time, but you can create a full-time income building this business part-time. Some of you missed what I just said. Did y'all catch what I just said? You can build a full-time income doing this business part-time if you were working smart, not hard. Then the next thing I want you to do is celebrate your wins. A win can be in the beginning if you're trying to build this new habit of showing up for yourself, because I get it, right? I'm not in this paradigm. I've been working for myself for 11 years now, right? So I don't have Darren calling me every single day to ask me, hey, did you do your reach outs? Did you call your people? Did you follow up with your team? Did you do your follow-ups? Did you do your present? Darren doesn't have to do that with me, right? He doesn't. Because I was already in the habit of showing up for myself every single day. But in order for you to build this habit, guess what? Create a plan. What is your day looking like? Like Elon Musk and the janitor at the airport, we all have, and me, and everybody on this line, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. All of us, every single one of you guys here on the line, you got the same 24 hours in a day. It's priorities, it's habits, it's what you do with your time that matters. You know, I know I've been calling out his name, but you know, he knows why. He's scrolling through social media last night. I said, oh, so you scrolling through, I said, how much did you make? Right? Stop scrolling through social media. The only time if you're getting on social media is for you to prospect. You have no other thing to do on social media than prospect. It's either you're talking about your business, talking about what you're excited about so you can attract more people. That's it. You shouldn't be scrolling through social media. For what? Are you getting paid? If the answer is no, stop doing it. Bob used to say, take your broke activities out of your schedule and replace them with the ones that will lead you to your goal. Right? Celebrate your small wins. Meaning, it's okay, Chris. You're going to be all right. Meaning, if you told yourself for a week, you're going to be reaching out to 30 people every single day, and you're going to get on 5 calls every single day. Celebrate that. Gotcha. Celebrate that. All right. And I'm done. I hope I brought value to you guys today. That's all I got. I poured my heart out. You know, I don't yell. I'm just very passionate about what we do. I want you guys to really, really, really get this. You guys, you're so blessed because you have leaders that they're not sitting on the sidelines watching you do it. We're doing it with you. All right? We're doing it with you. And you have the corporate team doing it with us. And then you have our CEO doing it with us. Is that making sense? Do me a favor though. I want you to go live. It may not be even live, but you know, I'm gonna challenge you. You got a challenge. You ready? I want you to put your upline or whoever you're working with on a call with 2 people today and tomorrow. That is non-negotiable. You got to make it happen. I don't care how you're going to do it. Put them on 2 calls today, 2 calls tomorrow. Okay. Let them do the heavy lifting for you. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go, you know, record yourself on a video, right? Record yourself on a video. Post it in your story. Tag me, tag Tigre, Boomerang, Mark, because otherwise I won't be able to see you, right? If you don't have my Instagram handle, Desi_Lipova, right? Not Desi, stay ready, but Desi_Lipova. I want to see what you've learned today, right? And what are you going to do, you know, in the next week? What are you going to take? Because this training is not going to be productive, effective if you don't take it and apply it in the next 7 days. That's the only way for you to solidify the information that I just gave you today. All right. I love you guys. I'm done.
I love you. I mean, it's just so incredible. You're right. You put heart today.
Yeah.
And oh my God, there was so much good stuff. I really hope everybody paid close attention, but I hope more so, Desi, I hope they listen with their heart than just with their ears.
Yeah.
Because you really were just speaking from here about, hey, look, here's what it takes to be successful. And you just laid it out. So thank you so much for doing what you do.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I
Right.
like shift the focus from yourself to others.
Yeah.
Yeah. That resonated with me. Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
a big one. The
All
moment
right.
that we do, the easier it gets. So easy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right.
For sure. All right, you guys, let's take our picture and then we're going to wrap up for this Saturday. Desi has issued a challenge. So I want to see how many of you guys are going to actually step up to that challenge and today get 2 people on with your upline success partner. All right, you guys, on 3, 2, and 1. You posers.
Love you, ambassadors.
Thank you so much.
Have
Bye,
an
guys.
amazing Saturday. Thank you, Desi. Thank you, Mark. Let's rock and roll.